our hero was flying straight through the sky, advancing at full speed right in the middle of raging thunder. Lightning surged wildly all around him, trying with all its might to engulf him. Watching from below, the two military personnel were left slightly stunned by the sight. Almost at the same time, both of them spoke in shock. The sealer, what is he doing? Is he trying to connect with the thunder? At the same moment, we also see Bai Su standing at a distance. Watching our hero's actions, his expression turns serious as he thinks to himself. The fire attribute on his body has already reached the extreme. Recklessly making contact with such pure and refined lightning power will only cause two extreme high-level attributes to violently collide within his body. Even for dual attribute or mutated attribute cultivators, there is always a main attribute and a secondary one. When one attribute's spiritual power is overwhelmingly strong, the other can only serve as support and coexist alongside it. Otherwise, when extreme attributes clash head-on, does he really not understand the consequences of that? Meanwhile, our hero had already reached the very front of the thunderstorm. A massive and powerful bolt of lightning tore through the sky and came crashing straight toward him. Seeing this, our hero smiled calmly. In the next instant, the terrifying thunderbolt slammed directly into his body, and upon impact, it continued downward and struck the ground as well. The moment that overwhelming lightning collided with the earth, the entire area was completely destroyed. Watching this scene, the military personnel exclaimed in utter shock, "Sister Galan, aren't you going to stop the sealer of graves? The lightning in Tianhai Forest is something no living being can approach, and yet he's actually trying to draw down heavenly lightning." Hearing this, Galan replied calmly, "That's because he also possesses the ultimate lightning attribute. The tyrant that was reported earlier is actually the sealer." The moment Galan's words reached the team members, they were utterly stunned. The girl in the team asked in disbelief, "Is that really true?" The boy beside her spoke with equal shock, "Have I been in the war zone for too long? Dual attributes aren't rare in the war zone, but this is just too abnormal." Smiling gently, Galan said, "You're surprised, and that's only natural. When I first learned about it, I felt exactly the same way. He's been called the Sealer so many times that people have forgotten he also carries the title of Tyrant. Looking across the entire Xian nation, he is a peerless genius capable of suppressing an entire era. The stronger the thunder, the more he can turn it into his own power, tempering his body through it." At this moment, our hero was not satisfied with just one powerful lightning strike. He looked up toward the sky and spoke boldly, "The more, the better. I'm worried my spiritual power isn't enough, yet still not abundant enough." Soon after, even more terrifying lightning began forming in the sky. One bolt after another crashed down and collided with our hero's body. As the lightning struck him, it was rapidly absorbed into his body. Feeling this overwhelming sensation, our hero spoke, "My bones, my veins, and every part of my body are trembling with roaring power." With each attribute he gained, everything became more perfectly harmonized. Then, system notifications began appearing before him. Inner Flame attribute refinement completed. Heavenly Fire attribute refinement completed. Yang attribute refinement completed. Dark attribute refinement completed. After countless messages flashed by, one final notification appeared. Divine Thunder 100 refinements full body great completion. Your physical body and spiritual power have fused more seamlessly, and your spiritual energy reserves have become far more abundant. As soon as this message appeared, our hero smiled, feeling the thunderous spiritual power surging within him. He said with deep emotion, "Thunder refinement. It feels like my entire being has been reborn." Then, while still suspended in midair, he threw a powerful punch. The instant his fist moved, thunder mixed with black energy burst from his hand. When it collided with the mountain ahead, the entire mountain was completely obliterated. Watching this power, our hero said with satisfaction, "As expected of the heavenly thunder of Tianhai Forest." After cultivation, the experience truly feels entirely different. At the same time, we see Bai Su once again. watching our hero's display. His expression grows extremely serious as he thinks. The spiritual mountains and spirit stones of Qianhai Forest have been nourished by spiritual energy for countless years. Yet a casual strike shattered an entire mountain. I can tell he didn't even use 30% of his strength. Even lightning attribute pioneers of the same level, who share the same natural advantage of tempering their bodies, could never achieve such a feat. Destroying a mountain from afar with nothing but the force of a single punch, no one else could reach this level. Then, turning his gaze toward our hero, Bai Su continues thinking, is it over already? Sealer of graves, we will have another chance to compete again. After observing the thunder, our hero began descending toward the ground. At that moment, Senior Wu looked at our hero and laughed as he spoke. Such a top-tier talent he's only visited once, yet he's already given me one surprise after another. The younger generation is truly formidable. I still want him to stay in our war zone. Someone who can directly defeat Bai Su, a half-step Vajra, and who can also slay an incomplete natural disaster anomaly head on this person is exceptional both in strength and temperament. He was able to rise into the upper ranks of Xia Nation purely through his own cultivation. His talent is simply terrifying. If someone like this could become my successor, I would have no regrets in this lifetime. Standing beside him, Galen spoke after hearing this. However, at present, from a certain perspective, it is the Star God War Zone that needs the assistance of the Sealer of Graves, not the other way around. It's not that he needs us. Hearing this, Senior Wu burst into laughter. Laughing, he said, Galen, I feel that you've changed quite a bit. Upon hearing this, Galen also smiled and replied, Yes, I've changed as well. Senior Wu then spoke again, Very good. After hearing your answer, I feel even more confident about your future. Then, casting a sideways glance toward Lin Yi, he added, Or perhaps, we can invite that young one as well. At this moment, Lin Yi was cultivating. She was completely focused. Our hero walked over to her side, looked at her, and thought to himself, This is a rare opportunity. Cousin, you must work hard. Just then, our hero noticed Senior Wu and Galen approaching. Seeing them, he asked, Elder Wu, Galen, haven't you left yet? Senior Wu smiled upon hearing this and said, Yes, I have a new idea, and I don't need you to promise me anything. I would like to invite your family member, Lin Yi, to our testing zone. Hearing this, our hero asked seriously, Are you saying Yi can continue studying and cultivating in the war zone? As he asked this, he thought to himself, Perhaps this condition isn't enough to move me. But for Yi, it's an excellent opportunity for growth. The benefits far outweigh the drawbacks. I just don't know what Yi herself thinks. Then, speaking seriously, he said, Thank you, Elder Wu. The Star God War Zone treats new pioneers with great sincerity, and I am deeply grateful. As her acting guardian, this invitation is something I find very hard to refuse, but I cannot make the decision for Yi. At that moment, a voice came from behind. I won't go. The instant our hero heard this voice, he turned around to look at Lin Yi and asked, Have you finished your cultivation? Lin Yi replied, Yes, and thank you for your kindness and the opportunity. However, I don't want to go. Hearing this, Senior Wu asked her seriously, Why don't you want to go? May I ask the reason? Lin Yi then explained, Perhaps I'm still quite naive, and I still have a bit of a student's mindset. If I were to say that I don't want my cousin to be put in a difficult position, that would be looking down on the sincerity of the Star God War Zone and using my cousin as an excuse. As she spoke, she continued excitedly, But it's because I am also a pioneer. I have my own pride. I want to rely entirely on my own abilities to obtain everything that rightfully belongs to me. Hearing her words, our hero thought to himself, Why does it feel like my sister has suddenly grown up? On the other side, Senior Wu laughed after hearing Lin Yi's words and said, All right. We were too narrow-minded. Forgive us, child. But we will continue to keep an eye on your performance. Keep it up. Hearing this, Lin Yi became happy and said with a smile, "I definitely will." After that, the story shifts to our hero's home. Both our hero and Lin Yi had returned home. As our hero climbed the stairs, he thought seriously to himself. The issue of spiritual power reserves has been resolved. Next, I should organize the new Twilight Fire attribute and think about how to use it. And then there's the more troublesome Death brand. These are all my bottlenecks. As Lin Yi walked a bit ahead, she suddenly noticed someone squatting at their doorway. She asked her cousin, "Hey, cousin, why is there someone squatting at our door?" At that moment, Su Qingying, who was sitting at the door, stood up, stretched lazily, and said, "You're finally back." Our hero stepped forward and asked, "Su Qingying, why are you sitting at the door? What happened?" Su Qingying explained, "Something big has happened at the border. The captain of Moon City contacted our Thai City Spirit Association and urgently requested help." Hearing this, our hero asked seriously, "The Moon City captain? Then where is that person now?" Su Qingying began explaining. "The Moon City captain is currently severely injured and is still being treated at our Spirit Association. She risked her life to escape from Moon City to deliver this message. With no other options left, she specifically asked for you by name, Sealer of Graves.